Welcome back to Lunker Fishing. Yeah, we're gonna go fishing today. The air temperature is 52 and it's supposed to be only 6-mile-an-hour winds, but I'm on the end of the lake that's receiving all the wind. So naturally it's a little bit more wind here than there would have been if I was at the other end of the lake. I'm on a lake I've been before. I've done quite well here, but the water temperature is 66.7. That's not bad, but we're in the middle of a front that's coming through. That's why it's so windy, and overnight it was 51. We've been in the 80s and overnight in the 70s lately, but things are different. So I'm not sure how the fish will react to that. Let's go find out. Come along. I hope we have a good day. I don't know if you can see this, but there are some whitecaps here. They're not huge ones, but there are some. I normally start out here, work my way that way. I've sometimes gone way up, crossed over, come back. This is a series of lakes, and this is just one of them. I'm thinking that that side may not be as windy as this side is, because the wind is coming right this way. And since I don't fish this side very often, maybe I'll try that. What are we gonna use? I don't know. Let me look at my gear and figure out what I want to use. Kevin is a subscriber and follows my channel, and he wrote to me recently that I should be fishing more with spinning reels, spinning gear, and not so much bait casters. Apparently he uses spinning reels and wants to see me fishing with them. So I got rid of some of my bait casters. I do have some, but this is a spinning reel, and he also wanted to know what kind of gear I'm using. This is a Hypercast reel by Quantum. This is a graphite rod. It's a Bass Pro Shops rod. It is a 7-foot medium action, and this is 15-pound braided line on here, and I have tied on a leader, fluorocarbon leader, which is about, I think from the field, maybe 12-pound test. I always make that lighter than my main line, so if I need to break something, I'll break this and not lose other things. And this is a Zoom trick worm. It is I think a 3/16 ounce weight on the front with a bobber stop, a 3/0 offset hook, and that's what I'm going to use at least to start. Hopefully that is with Kevin's approval. Now there's lots of weeds where I am. I can't quite see them. They look like cabbage weed, and I'm kind of hoping that fish maybe are on beds here. So that's kind of why I'm throwing up so shallow. Can't tell if that's weeds or a bite. That's a bite. Now, oh, I got him. Let me back up. All right, second cast. Not a big one, but okay, got to reset this. And this is one fish. How big is he? A hair more than 12 inches. I'm not sure how many people like to see me release this fish and see it under the water, but I do. I'm going to do it. All right, there's fish number one. I guess. For Kevin, let me show you how I rigged this. This is a zoom trick worm. I bite the very tip off, and I'll show you why here in a second. Put this through, right to the bend, come out, whichever side you want to come out on, slide it up, turn it around so it's coming out like that. All right, mark it with your thumb pretty much, slide it up, put it in right through the middle, and there's the, see how the weight sits now on here like this. If it wasn't flat at the top because of me biting that off, this would be cocked over to one side. Slide my bobber down. I'm into fishing again. All right, let's go. Yeah, there's number 2. Okay. Okay, got it out. All right, let's see how big he is. He's not very, he's 14 inches. All right, see you, buddy. Okay. Number 2. Well, I'm still working my way across this end of the lake over in that direction. The 2 fish I caught were between the end of a dock and the shoreline. So they seem like they're in shallow. They both looked like males. No belly on them. I don't think they're females. I don't see any beds, but it's pretty hard to see because it's so windy and choppy. I can't really see in the water that great unless I get in extremely shallow water. But let's keep going. So far, I'm just using this zoom trick worm. And at one point, with all this wind, I got a wind knot in the main line. I had to cut that out, retie my leader back on, restring the line. So I probably wasted a half hour, if not more, fussing with that. Kevin, in case you're wondering, this light line, for Florida anyway, and windy conditions, it is very difficult to feel this and to control it. The wind is blowing the boat and the line all over the place, but I came here to go fishing. That's what I'm going to do. All right, another little one. All right. Let's see. Another 12-inch fish. See ya. Number 3. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Same size, but this one could be a female. See the belly? 13 1/4. All right, buddy. See ya. Okay, that's fish number 4. All right, let me show you something. There's a patch of standing buggy whips there, and one's here. So when I was coming across here, even though I didn't get one in there, to me, I was really looking at this, and that's where I got that one. Because to me, it looks like maybe a place where they would be spawning against this weed patch. And sure enough, that's where that one that to me looks like it might be a female was right there. Now they keep swallowing this worm, but that's primarily because I can't feel very well with this wind. So I'm kind of setting the hook a little bit late. Let me show you something. See the flag right there? It's flapping like right towards me. But this shoreline makes a curve and goes all the way like that. So I think it was a good idea for me to come to this side because it'll be less windy, and sure enough, right here it's starting to be. So maybe I'll have a little bit more feel with the bait. Let's see. Since it is a little calmer here, I can see in the water, and there was a huge school of bait that just swam by. Now the bait is about this long. I don't see them anymore, but they went by really fast in large numbers. Okay, Kevin, we're going to change to something just a little different. This is a Bass Pro Shops Johnny Morris Carbon Light reel. I really like this reel, and I have the same 15-pound braid on it, and I have it tied directly, no leader, to a circle hook. I believe that this is a 1/0 circle hook, maybe it's a 2. And I am going to throw a wacky rigged Senko. Now, I used a tool, this tool, with these little rings. You slide one up, kind of like that, to the end. You slide the Senko all the way in there. You slide this off, and you wind up with this ring in the end, in the middle. Now, why do I use a circle hook? I want to show you something. You can use a J hook or something else, but look at it. The point is not facing straight this way. So I tend to not get caught on the weeds as much. Now naturally the weeds can get in here, but I don't get stuck on things. And this keeper that's on here, I go through here, catch the skin a hair, but mostly I'm on the ring. And why do I do that? Well, if I didn't catch it through the skin of the plastic a little bit, this would sometimes slide up and down. I want this to stay in the middle. But why did I put this on? Well, this skips really well. Since it's calmer here, I wanted to be able to do this under some of the docks. But this side's just loaded with that cabbage weed right up to the surface. I have to be careful driving the boat over the top of this so I don't suck them into there. But let me give you an idea. See how much, I don't know if you can tell how much calmer it is, but throw it out, let it sink. Now this is weightless, so it takes a second to get down, but we're only in, well, this is 5 feet, but I can see the bottom. We're in pretty clear. Now, I have a heavy coat on, I got my life jacket on, I've got this GoPro around my neck. So this is a long-handled rod. It's a 7.5 foot castaway, medium weight rod. So if I kind of wish when I've got all these clothes on that this was shorter, because I will go like this trying to skip it and I catch it on my coat. When I throw this out, I do it just a little bump that makes this fold up like this. Looks like it's alive. All right. So I skip that. There we are, way up under the dock. That's the advantage of this skipping. All right, here we go. Okay. And let me show you something else. How have you noticed the hook set? It wasn't a jerk. I just start to reel and pull into them. That's because of the circle hook and the way how it works. And where to catch them? Right on the corner. It will come up, roll out, and catch them on the lip. And boy, that was really kind of caught on that one. He's not very big, but he was under the dock. And he's a little bit more than 12 inches. 12 and a half, I should say. All right, buddy. Let me show you something. No damage to the Senko. I slide this back under the ring again, and I'm back in business. And what was that? That was number 5. I'm wondering if that's a bed. I don't see any fish on it though. All right. Well, this is something different. I'll show you the bait in a second. All right. Let's see. Just shy of 12 inches. Let me just release them, then I'll explain something to you. What was that? That was number 6. Let me explain what I used, Kevin. This is another rod that I was using. It's also a quantum hypercast reel. I've had these reels for a long time. I don't have it written on here, but I believe that that's 15-pound braid. Went to a fluorocarbon leader. Still feels about 12-pound test. And this is a ball head jig on a very small fluke. And I just throw it in the water and swim it back slow. And sure enough, he came up and grabbed it. And this is a medium heavy, 6 feet 3 inches, the rod. It's a Mitchell. Pretty nice rod. Nice setup. Caught that one right over there. I just throw it out. Just give it a second to sink a little. We're only in 5 feet of water. And then I just slowly reel it back. Give it a little twitch once in a while. That tail is swimming in the water. Now where am I? I'm off the main lake. This is a cut off the lake that runs farther back. From what I can tell, here I am here. This goes back like this, but eventually this goes back to Lake Gatlin. Never been back there. Now I came in here this looks like a little bit more protected water. More likely spot to maybe find some real good beds. All right, I'm gonna side cut off this backwater. 11 inches. Got him on the wacky rigged Senko. Seven. I sure do hope I at least catch something of any size today. Water temperature is 68.3 back here. One thing you got to watch for is sometimes these beams have cross brace on them. Just like this. Yeah, something just... Here we go. One thing you got to watch for is sometimes these beams have cross brace on them. Just like this. Yeah, something just... Here we go. Oh, really? What I was saying is a cross brace on them. So this circle hook will roll onto that and roll on it and hook itself just like it does to the lip of a fish. So I don't see any cross braces here, and that's why I'm not worried about skipping it way back there. However, earlier I did stick one. I had to break it off, put on a new hook, a new wacky worm. All right. Had a bite in there, but oh well, that was just a little one. Well, got one more. 11.5 inches. Number 8. All right. Where'd we get him? Right in the middle of the dock where there would be a boat if a boat was there. And I got him on the wacky rig Senko. Really? 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 I don't really know what happened. Maybe that's where the knot was for the leader. Don't know. Let's retie. Really? 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 I don't really know what happened. Maybe that's where the knot was for the leader. Don't know. Let's retie. Well, all right. $11. Goodbye. That's number 9. Gerald, you asked me about fish taking the worm by the tail. Do they swallow it, spit it out, all that kind of stuff? But not sure. But the other section of the tail should be about this long is gone. So now I got to put a new worm on. I don't know if that answers your question or not. What is it? What's going on? I couldn't even get the tip out of the... I guess I got to set it really harder. Much harder, I guess. This row of grass weeds that are right here seems to be loaded with fish. All right, let's try it again. All right, let's let him take it. Really? How much longer am I supposed to wait? Apparently longer. All right, let's try it again. All right, I'm gonna let him sit. There, come on. Keeps tapping on it. Well, come on, open up. There we go. I thought I lost my worm. It is completely down his throat. I don't know if you can see that. Way down there. So Gerald, I guess they swallow it sometimes. Here we go. Got it. And he's a little bit more than 11 inches. Goodbye. 10. All right. There we go. Okay, another one. 11.5 inches. See you later. Number 11. I don't know how long this worm will hold up, but it's 72 degrees. Pretty sunny today. Water temperature 69.0. It is 12:26 in the afternoon. I just took off my coat because I was getting pretty hot. It was cool this morning. Now it's getting warm. That's okay. I'm just going to stay down this weed line a little bit off the docks and keep working my way all the way down. Well, oh yeah, fish is way over there. There we go. Well, finally I didn't catch one that swallowed it. Wow, that's hard to get out. He is 12 inches. We haven't had a 12-incher in a while. Let's celebrate by watching him swim away. See ya. All right, so what's that? Number 12. How did we get that one on? The worm was all tore up and it fell off, but it was a Zoom trick worm, just like a bunch of the others. Aren't there anything in this lake that's more than 12 inches long? Again, with this wind, it's hard to feel the bite. Twelve and a half. Wow. That's even bigger than that last one. Let's see a goodbye. I'm just gonna look around. I edit this, I'll have to look at it. $13. Well, I came in a little shallower, hoping to find maybe something a little bit bigger. And while there's fish here, they aren't bigger. Okay, 12 inches. See ya. See this, but it looks like a bed. I don't see anything on it, but what was that? That was number 14. Well, another one hooked on the lip instead of swallowing it. Not even 12 inches, but where's your girlfriend? $15. Now that one was close to that dock. I don't see an awful lot of pattern other than that they're somewhat shallower. I have been to this lake before and caught the majority of them. On the outside of this, there's a grass patch that runs just like this, parallel to the shore on the other side, but I fished that and didn't get anything. That's why I came in here trying to fish around the docks. And then one time, no, it's a weed. One time while I was here, I went like this and threw out. And that's what started my location of where all these fish seem to be. The majority are on this side of this strip here, and sometimes in there. Let's see, 13, a little bit more than 13 inches. That warrants a camera release. He was pretty green. Okay, which one was that? Number 16. Well, I have not caught one of these in a long time. This is called a warmouth. It's a subspecies of a bass, I guess. Or unless it's a subspecies of a bluegill. And it's 9 inches long. And I don't know, should I add that on? No, I'm not. That's only the number of bass that I caught. Whatever that was, took the end of my tail off. Well, there's enough to keep fishing it. Especially since the boat launch is right there. My GoPro around my neck overheated and shut down. Not that hot of a day. And that's what happens during the summertime all the time with that thing. So I don't know how much longer I'll be recording my fishing trips as we get warmer into the season. How'd I do? I got 16 fish, bass, one something else, and I got them all, I think, as best I can remember, on a spinning rod. So Kevin, you can do it. I had a good time anyway. It was windy this morning. It's getting pretty calm now. Not flat calm, but it's compared to this morning, it's much better. Well, thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed the trip. Come see me again. Bye now.